Hello, I'm Jess. I'm going to be talking about why I think after 15 plus years of teaching voice lessons, many voice clients, over 500 plus voice clients, that adult singers stay stuck even after years of voice lessons. So, if you don't know me, I'm Jess. I help artists sing, write, and record their dream songs so they can live their dream life without going back to school or uprooting their entire life. And I'm going to be talking about why I think adults get stuck in their singing, even after years of lessons, even after multiple online courses, even music school. I've had clients who have been in music school and they still feel stuck even after a degree. So I'm going to be talking about why after 15 years of teaching I think this happens. And hey Bassie, we've got Glamster, we've got Luther giving you all a wave on Instagram. I'm going back and forth between Instagram and YouTube here, so I'll be looking at different places on the screen. But I am going to jump into this right now, why I think adults get stuck even after years of lessons, degrees, and they don't hit the goals that they want to hit. And, maybe you've taken lessons before. Maybe you've taken voice lessons. Maybe you've taken piano lessons as a kid. Maybe you have a degree, but you feel like there's something else for you. There's an ache inside you that won't go away that's saying, hey, there's more. I'm capable of more. So if that's you, welcome to my community. And I'm going to share with you the three things that I think are the answer to this. Before I do, I'm going to share a little bit of my story. I took voice lessons for many years before I really felt like I had my technique down. And oh, hey, John, welcome. I took voice lessons for years. I would say at least 10 years before I had my technique down. And it's because I had multiple different teachers. My journey, I started in musical theater, then I wanted to sing pop. There's a lot that went into it. But for me, it actually took me that long to start writing my own music as well and start leaning into who I was as a singer and an artist. And that was a journey in itself as well. So if you feel like it's taken you a long time to get to your creative, peak, I want to say that it's okay. And I don't think I would have been ready before then. So life always happens as it is. But when people come to me, my goal is to fast track their progress as much as possible. If you have a goal to, for example, sing your dream songs, let's get there as fast as possible. And I always tell people, like, this is a commitment to your growth. And it usually, to accomplish anything in life, takes about 90 days to really see results. That's if you go to a fitness instructor, same thing. If you go to a vocal coach, same thing. The voice is a part of your body. And so it takes time to develop. But if you have the right system in place, it doesn't have to take years. Now, what is that system? The first thing that I find cause adults, singers to be stuck is they don't have the right technique. They don't have the technique underneath them. And there's a lot of technique out there that says, okay, don't have any tension. But they give you exercises that don't activate the muscles so that they can relax. So you're told don't have tension, but you have these exercises that cause you to be really airy or cause you to be really I was going to say discombobulated, but really uncoordinated is the thing. I always equate singing more to balance or like yoga than lifting weights, because you're not actually creating muscle, although there are muscles in there. You're more activating them and relaxing them. That's the anatomy of what singing is. It's like you want to activate the muscles and then relax them so that they can do what they're supposed to do. Now, the cool thing about the voice is we're all born with it. I guess any part of your body you're born with, but what happens is we know how to talk, but we don't necessarily know how to extend those muscles so that you can sing different pitches. And that's what you do in voice lessons. That's what I am as the vocal coach doing in the background without explaining it, is how do we stretch these muscles and then relax them? And there are very specific exercises that cause you to do that. One of them, and this is explained in my Pitch Perfect Path. And if you haven't been to one of my live workshops, I'm having one tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. PST. If you want to workshop this live with me, it is a free workshop I'm having. So comment sing below if you want the link to that. So you can workshop this with me for free. But what I'm going to talk about at the workshop is my power and ease method. And the power and ease method is your technique, your vocal technique. Why do you do silly nay, nay, nays or activate the muscles on top of the larynx? The larynx is the bump right here. Why do you do silly or kind of like Patrick from SpongeBob voices, hee, 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 gee, 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 voices to activate the muscles below and stretch the muscles up? Let's see. I'm back. So that's what I'm going to be talking about at the workshop. Now, for those of you who are curious and have never studied technique, I would definitely recommend the workshop. For those of you who have studied technique before and you're like, I just am having a hard time connecting the dots with what I've learned maybe on YouTube or with another vocal coach and how to apply them to songs, I definitely would suggest applying to work with myself and my team. I have a vocal stylist coach for those of you who want to work on style, and then I have a vocal technique coach as well. So if you're someone who's curious about how to do that, just hit apply or comment apply and I'll send that to you. So that's number one that I think keeps adults stuck. They actually don't have the right technique. And there's a lot of teachers I think out there who don't teach good technique. It is how it is. But fortunately, I was blessed and fortunate enough to learn from celebrity coaches like Michael Jackson's coach, Stevie Wonder's coach, Natalie Cole's coach, Rihanna's coach. So when you are a touring artist, you don't have time to waste. So your technique is so important. You don't have time to waste on exercises that don't work. You don't have time to waste. And I do think when you're learning something as an adult, you don't have time to waste. Like, you've got a life, right? So you want the most efficient technique that there is. And that's what I believe that I have learned from coaches that have taught these celebrities like Michael Jackson and all these people. So make sure you have a coach who has great technique. Now, the second thing I find that keeps adult singers stuck is that they are fragmented in their learning. So they, hi Diana, giving you a wave. So they listen to a YouTube tutorial here and they take a voice lesson there and they kind of like copy a singer over here. Now, those are not waste of time, I would say. Those are great. But if you haven't personalized the process to you in a structured manner, then it's going to take you longer. I call that the fragmented artist path. You have fragmented learning, so you have fragmented results in your life. I mean, it makes sense. You reap what you sow, right? Like you create that environment that is fragmented for you, you get fragmented results. So I think that's the second thing that I see that keeps adult singers stuck. And then the third thing is I see singers get stagnant. They get into lessons for years and years and they want to continue learning and growing, but they're just kind of doing the same thing over and over again. And I saw that in myself after taking voice lessons for maybe 10 years. I saw that in myself and I thought, how do I create a system where people are not going to get stagnant? They're not going to get stuck in their growth. They're not going to get stuck in their learning. And so I created a system that I call the artist pyramid. And the artist pyramid is sing, write, accompany, and share. And there's a lot of things that go underneath that. Hey, Marlena, welcome. There's a lot of things that go with that. But I created a system that does all this. Oh, hey, Bob. Because I see artists get stagnant and I see singers in lessons for like maybe 10 years and they're like, what do I do now? Of course, we're always learning. We're always growing our technique. We're always learning style. We're always stretching ourselves. There's a lot to learn in this life. But how do you keep the journey going, especially if you want to sing, write, and record your dream songs? And so that's where the artist pyramid comes in. So that's what I think keeps people stuck. If you're someone who has felt like, okay, I've either invested in my voice and I've gotten some results, but I really want to step into that. Or if you're a beginner that's like, I know that there's more. I know that there's more in my technique, how to sing, how to sing the dream songs that I want to sing. I know there's more, but I just don't know where to start. I'd recommend applying, either coming to the workshop tomorrow, which would be 3:30 p.m. PST, and it's good timing because I'm not doing as many workshops as I was at the beginning of the year. So if you want to workshop this with me live, definitely comment sing below, and I'll get you the link to that. So that would be the first thing. And then the second thing is applying to work with me and my team. My team is amazing. We've got Grammy award winning producers. We've got Billboard topping teachers. We've got Grammy nominated and on the Grammy voting panel, branding coaches, songwriting coaches who've been on The Voice. And so we've got a gamut of experience in myself, but also in my team, especially if you're someone who feels called to do the artist life and you're like, I keep getting random results. Well, maybe you get to have a system that creates results that are not just random, but create results that last a lifetime. And that's why I call it the artist pyramid. A pyramid stands the test of time. It stands the sands of doubt in your life. It stands for a legacy. And so that's what we're creating here at Music Mastery Life community. We're creating legacy together by following the artist pyramid and creating that together. So if you're someone who wants to build something that lasts, you're curious about how to sing, maybe even write your own songs, comment sing or for the workshop link, and then comment apply. In fact, if you comment sing, I'll send you both options. But right now, again, we're at a good time. We have a workshop happening tomorrow, so definitely join in if you can. I do these lives usually once a week at 3:30 p.m. on Mondays. Thank you for joining in. We have a shorter one today, but that's what we're going to be going over is how do we create a life that is worth living, that creates a legacy, and we get to sing, write, and record our dream songs without going back to school or uprooting our lives, creating our dream life. So that's what we're here to do. I'm Jess again. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you guys at the next live.